Hi guys, it's Ruby back with Oofy Scraps, another 12 by 12 layout, and I'm actually going to be starting a new series today called Scrap Lift Saturday. So if you're not familiar with the term scrap lift, I wasn't either, but it's basically when you borrow an idea or inspiration from another layout, whether it's your own layout you've done in the past or a new one you found that someone else made, you just take inspiration or completely model your page after them, and it's called scrap lifting. So I've definitely done this before, I just didn't know it had a proper name. And I think it's a cool way of getting new ideas and also seeing how much your personal style will change the way a layout looks when you try and do something that someone else has done and do it in your own way. And so you'll see, I tried to copy this one very closely, which I don't often do, but I kind of wanted to try and to challenge myself to do that and see how it turned out. And I thought they looked really similar, but obviously I'm using different paper, different color schemes, different photos, and different photo sizes even. So it does end up looking pretty different, but I'm copying an image that I found on Pinterest, and I think it's a 9 by 12 size spread, and I'm doing it 12 by 12, so it's obviously a little bit different. And the maker is Sasha Farina, and I tried finding her on Instagram and I couldn't, but I will link below the Pinterest the pin that I found on Pinterest, and then also if you click on that, it takes you to her website. So yeah, so you'll see that down below. But yeah, so I started off with a similar layout, and now that I'm looking at it, oh, it wasn't glued down yet. I ended up matting my photos, which she didn't do, but I thought that the light blue background just my photos blended too much into it, so I wanted to do something a little bit different in that way. And she had kind of created a border with paper. So, but instead of having it be a border on all four edges, it was just on the two sides. So I took this graph paper and I put a coral polka dot background behind it. And then I'm just sticking it down. And then getting my photos ready next is what I'll do to stick it down. And I kind of like this graph paper because if you've seen the original one, she had a similar stamped kind of pattern. The one that I have in the top right, she had that in the bottom left of her background paper. So I thought that made it match a little bit more. But yeah, and I ended up putting my photos, she used like tiny square photos, but I chose to use 4x6 because that's the photos I had to work with. And so I overlapped them a bit and had them offset a bit too, which I thought was cute. But I tried to really copy a lot of the way she embellished, and I think I did a pretty good job. So I have this little cut apart sheet tag that's a bit of a darker shade of coral that I stuck down, and then I think she used washi tape as well, but she had two layers of lines of what I think is washi tape. But because my photos were bigger, she had hers lined up on the same line, her photos, so you can't really see the light blue washi tape below the photo on the left because it was a bit lower than the photo on the right, but it's not that intentional or that important. So yeah, I just made it work. And yeah, these are two photos from my trip to Bali. Again, I started up this scrapbook recently. This trip again was in 2018, the summer of 2018. So it was a while ago, but I was overwhelmed to start this scrapbook because there's so many photos and they're really beautiful, like scenery shots, and it was a really awesome vacation. I wanted to make sure I captured it really well, and I knew there was going to be a million pictures because I was there for a month. But I finally took the plunge, and I'm just taking it one thing at a time. I have all of the photos stacked chronologically, and I have all the dates on them and some important location information. But yeah, so I'm just taking it one step at a time. And I've grabbed little embellishments beforehand while I was looking at her photo to try and find things to copy. And instead of putting ribbon in the tag hole, she stuck a button down. And then she has paper clips. I used my gold paper clips. And she had a little cloud embellishment. I think it was a piece of paper ephemera, but I had a little wood veneer cloud that was perfect. And she had a badge type of circle. And I think it was a camera, and I had a little camera too. Obviously, they're different cameras, but it was really fun, kind of like a scavenger hunt to try and find all the same embellishments, which is not usually how I would scrap lift, but I wanted to do something really similar. I thought it'd be a fun challenge. So yeah, I tucked that little circle behind. She had some sort of a half circle behind one of her pictures. And then she had sort of like a gem, like a row of gems above it. I don't know what it was, but I just used a little bit of washi tape. And yeah, I'm just gluing stuff down, sticking stuff down. She had some butterflies on her page and I used just dots instead. But I really enjoyed this. And normally when I scrap lift, like I was saying before, I don't do a very exact copy. It's more of like a jumping off point where I'm stumped and I can't think of what to do. So I get some inspiration. And the most often place I go to for inspiration is Pinterest. And I have a board with 600 layout ideas that I thought I liked. So it's good to have a lot of inspiration because you kind of get bored of it when you don't have a lot of images to look at. And yeah, so it was a fun, different challenge to try and really, really copy this. So I have these little flat pearls. They're like little pearl things. And I used those in place of the butterflies. And then she had some sort of wood veneer where I just put that flower. I don't think it wasn't a flower. It might have been a heart. It might have been a butterfly too, honestly. I don't remember. But I used a flower because it felt like a florally, we were outside. It was pretty. And yeah, so this is in Uluwatu, which is very south of part of Bali, and it's their temple. It's the Uluwatu temple. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And it has this beautiful cliff edge with you can see in the right picture, like a very winding little path, and there's monkeys everywhere, which the monkeys are crazy in Bali. They like know about people and know how people work and what they want, and they'll take your wallet, they'll take your phone and put their hand out like, if you give me some food, I'll give you your stuff back. And I was walking with my backpack and I had like a plastic water bottle in my bag, and the monkey pulled it out from my bag because it was in like the outside side pocket and started drinking it, and all the other monkeys ran around and they were throwing the water bottle around like they knew how to unscrew the cap and drink the water. It was insane. And some of them are kind of big. Like, I mean, they're much smaller than people, but like a medium to small sized dog monkey was a little scary, and they're really fast and they come out of nowhere. So you gotta stay alert. But yeah. So I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm off screen doing something. Oh, getting some stickers out. I don't know what I was looking for. Oh, there was like a little tag on the top left area of the photo, and hers was big in paper, but I just found one that said favorite, and I thought, it's much shorter, or it's not as wide as the one that was used on her page, but I thought it, fit the bill. And then I wanted to add a little bit of a title. I don't know what I was pointing at. I don't know if I was talking to someone, but I'm pointing all around the layout. But I put what a view. I thought about putting Uluwatu Temple, but I have a bunch of pictures from this day. After this, we saw a fire dance, which was incredible. It was so cool. I think when I do that spread layout, I'll include the video of what it was like. It was insane. But anyways, so I thought I didn't need to put the title or the location here, and it didn't really fit with my scrap lift, so I'd rather do that on a page where I'm completely have creative freedom, which I guess I have creative freedom here, but I'm trying to be more modeling what I'm doing. And this page was the struggle of the letter stickers. This was fine. I just had to pick it up and scooch it both to each edge because it wasn't wide enough. But when I do my title, you'll see that I have a really hard time. I was gifted some hand-me-down scrapbooking supplies that were in someone's garage for who knows how long, and I was so excited because there was letter stickers and stamps and all this stuff. And so I was excited to use the letter stickers today. Or this day, it wasn't today, and they were very difficult. I realized that I ended up spending 14 minutes alone just peeling off and putting down the letter stickers for the title. Not these ones. These are super easy to use. They're very new. I just was repositioning them. But in a second here, I end up doing the title, and I had to cut it out because it took so long. The video was like almost twice as long just because of the title, which was ridiculous. But anyways, so this says, what a view, and Yeah, the people in the photo on the left is my really good friend Olivia, who went with me on the trip, and then a guy that we met who we traveled around with for a little bit while we were in Bali. And yeah, I think the title comes next. I'm not sure though. My little tweezers. I got those in a pack with my paper trimmer, and I kind of thought it was dumb, but they've come in handy a lot. The little tweezers. So not the worst thing to have, I guess. But yeah, I end up adding a paperclip to the top where it says favorite, that little flag, because um, she had one there as well. But my paperclips were just much bigger, so it looked a little odd, but I went with it. And here are the stickers. I'm trying to make sure that it has all the W's and the A's that I need. And I ended up actually using the exact same title that she used because I wasn't sure what I wanted to title it, and her title was What a Wonderful World, and that was perfect because we were traveling. What a wonderful world. It worked. But I kind of thought it was funny that I wrote, What a view, what a wonderful world. But maybe it was a little bit too redundant. But yeah, there's my little editing magic where I slap the. I also bumped my tripod, that's why we're shaking. But I slapped the title down, which was. I wish it took that amount of time, but it took so much longer. And the little O in wonderful is a heart, which is what she did. I think it's a cute way to add a little bit of embellishment. And yeah, I'm gluing down my little flower wood veneer. Again, I use a glue stick for that. I haven't had really any problems. It might be like more problematic if you're putting it on the picture like I was there, but it's stuck enough to paper that I'm not worried about it. And then I put that little pop dot, what is that? Enamel dot down there because she had a circle thing, but I forgot that I pulled out these brads, and in the actual final piece I did put a brad down. So if you go to my Instagram, I'm pretty sure the photo I took from my Instagram has the brad because that's why I pulled it out and that was what she used. Um, but yeah, and I ended up doing a little bit of gold Heidi shine because it was too plain for me, and I think that's okay. I had a little fun. But it's a challenge to try and work in a way that someone else works, using the same style of embellishments and things like that. This is not at all how I would have approached this page, but I'm glad that I tried it, and I think it gave me a new perspective on how to make the page. And then I think I put the date with these tiny stickers here. Yeah, I put the date right above it. It was August 13th, I think, 2018. But yeah, that means we're getting pretty close to being done. I'm checking the date on my computer to see what the date was, and I bumped my tripod again. This is a good arm shot. But yeah, I just put 2018 to finish off that date, and I think that that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the first scrap lift Saturday, and I hope to be doing some more and hopefully posting them every Saturday. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy scrapping!